welcome back to another Wednesday whiskey review from you boys, the Buffalo Happy Hour. Today we got quite a lineup for you. We're going to be doing 4 in a row, consisting from Weller to Old Elk to Lagavulin. So hopefully you guys stick around and tune in next week when we try something outside of Kentucky. But right now we are trying Kentucky because apparently I'm public enemy number 1 there. So
that's right, Derek.
We are going to go through today Weller Special Reserve. And yeah, go through our normal label branding, nose, initial taste, and ending note. So, Michael, where'd we get this from?
You. Which means...
Where'd I get it from?
Let me circumvent and reverse engineer the process. This was at your wedding.
Sure was.
Which means you picked it up.
Sure did.
Which means you went to Addie's.
Sure did.
Love that. I should have stayed in the criminal justice field.
Actually, I lied. I did not get this from Addie's.
Liar, pence per hire.
I got it from Lexi's.
Oh,
Equally as great.
Inkto facto. So, today's sponsor is Addie's. Addie's, thank you again for everything you do for us. They are a local family-owned liquor store for those that are out of state and don't know or are new to the channel.
And they also own Lexi's. That's why we're saying Inkto facto.
Correct. It's the daughter's name. So, anyways, if you are new here, make sure you subscribe. We appreciate that. Addie's does have a app on the Apple App Store and the Google Playground Play Store. There's a Sam hair floating in the air, and that's my dog, if you're new. And the...
Can you stop breaking stuff today? What are you doing? What are you doing? This is the second time this has happened. Do you need help? Who hurt you today?
No, I don't. It's loose, bro.
No, I think that you're just weak.
Looser than my ex. All right, so anyways, the Addie's has a in-house wine sommelier. They have an app, like I was trying to say, on the Apple App Store and the Google Playground Play Store, where you can search their entire inventory lineup and ship it right to your door if you are in the state of New York. This is going great for one of the most sought-after whiskey bottles that you can buy. How are you? I'm good.
We need more room, bro.
We should have expanded out like our waistlines during the bill season.
Hell yeah. All right.
So
today we have Weller Special Reserve. This is probably one of the most
sought after.
Yeah, sought after, but most probably easily obtained Weller
At
products.
least in the state of New York.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go to Ohio and get this for like 40 doll hairs, and in the state of New York, it was what, Derek?
Right. 90, I think it was. Yeah.
So where's it from?
Addie's.
No. The juice.
Lexi's. Oh, Kentucky. It's a Buffalo Trace product.
So how do you feel about that, Derek?
We will see. We will see. Because, so...
You drank so much scotch you forgot what this tasted like?
Clearing the air. No, it tastes garbage. Just kidding. just kidding.
Hot garbage.
Thank you for the clarification. When you're talking about Kentucky allocated whiskeys, this is probably more in the vein of my preferred allocated whiskey because they're not overly priced to the extent of Pappy. Like when you pick this, you can pick this up for $90.
They're the same. Exactly,
but they're not as expensive. That's what I'm trying to get at.
This one wasn't handpicked.
If you, by some nerd that doesn't. No, I'm just kidding.
Stop.
Again, just kidding. But when you talk about allocated products, this is probably my favorite line of allocated products because you still get the quality of something like a Pappy at a fraction of the price, depending on where you're located. And I don't know what it's priced out in other states, but generally speaking, you can find Weller for between $75 and $150. Normally for like
Here?
This bottle, Antique 107, like the more common Wellers. Obviously, you get CYPB, which is like $4,000. But when you look at something that's more readily available, this is generally more cost effective. Like it's cheaper than or more affordable than Pappy. So I'm normally a little bit less critical of Weller than I am of Pappy. Just saying, because of the price. But anyway, so this is the green label if you aren't paying attention on YouTube, which if you're not on YouTube, I don't know what you're doing, but this is the green label. So we're going to try it out. But let's start off by label branding. Michael, what are you getting for Weller?
It's an interesting bottle shape. It's bubbly.
It is.
It's rounded on the neck, and then the body of it bows out again. I mean, it's kind of a bland label.
It's a traditional bottle. The thing that I like about their label is that it's very like classy looking, I guess, and it's very consistent across all their products.
I guess
so
it's timeless.
Yeah, exactly. And even though that it's not anything fancy with like a cool fancy watermark of William LaRue, then I guess like it isn't amazing, but it's not terrible because they do blend it in with the cap. They like everything is kind of,
Which we'll talk about.
yeah, everything's kind of like uniform, I guess, and it is timeless. It's classy. I like the gold touches on it, but we do have to talk about why are we doing screw tops on a $90 bottle of whiskey?
I don't understand. I will never understand. I'm not a fan. I don't like it. No thanks. Let's
Like
pour this out.
there's not even like a rubber seal. That's what I don't understand with screw tops is that there's no rubber seal.
I want to talk about the experience of pouring Weller.
Not $90 worth, I'll tell you that much. Jesus, you're going. We got 4 of them to go, too.
What are you worried about?
You
We do
drive
this
it.
for a living.
True, good point.
Well, chill on the living part. Okay. It's kind of an odd bottle shape to pour out of.
Yeah, a little bit.
Isn't it?
You
Just
kinda
because it
got-
bubbles
yeah,
out?
Yeah, a little bit.
And that's if you hold it low. If you hold it high, it's just, I don't know. It's not, it's fairly interesting to pour out of.
So everything considered, what are you giving from a label standpoint? I'm going to go B minus.
Yeah, B minus.
Okay.
I can't go into the A's because it's a screw top on a $90 bottle. That's absurd.
Honestly, if you do know Weller more than we do, because we are notorious for not necessarily caring too much about Kentucky, but if you do know Weller more than we do you know why they didn't do a cork? Is it because of the cork shortage? I'm not sure. I didn't really
No,
drink Weller 2
I
3
believe
years ago.
they've always-
Have they always done it?
I believe they've always done that.
I just don't understand why. So if somebody is more knowledgeable than us, which is basically everybody, but if
Correct.
somebody's more knowledgeable than us, let us know why you wouldn't go with a cork. Because to me, this is just a terrible opening experience. I feel like I'm opening up a bottled Coors Light. Like, that's not what this should be.
I agree.
I agree. All right,
Nose.
It smells like Kentucky.
Very traditional, guys. There's leather, honey, vanilla, some butterscotch on the back end of the nose. Almost, it's almost like a butterscotch toffee scent. It's, what proof is this? Because it's
90.
it's 90 proof, but it doesn't have like a punch you in the face ethanol, which I'm honestly a fan of.
Yeah.
Color of it's not terrible either.
No, it's pretty light
Yeah, it is.
compared to other Kentucky products. Yeah, I mean, I'm getting everything that you're getting. I would add there's a little bit of like a spice, like a baking spice to it
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
You do get kind of, your nose hairs do tingle just a little bit when you smell this. But I would probably put that more to the
It's got some legs,
the
too.
sense to this rather than the actual ethanol spice, like you were saying. Yeah, it looks pretty oily too. All right,
Initial
nose?
well, yeah, nose rating. I'm gonna go A minus.
yeah, B plus. So yeah,
Okay.
let's go A minus. I'll
A
take
minus.
it. All
I
right.
agree. Initial taste.
You get that like dusty old warehouse taste.
I threw up on Weller once.
Did you?
I had way too much of it with a tasting that I did with a friend. Man, this brings me right back to that minute.
That's good. So you're gonna throw up any second now.
Probably.
So I'm getting like this dusty old warehouse taste as soon as you take a sip, which isn't a bad taste. I like when you sip a product and that it puts you in a certain spot. That's kind of what I'm looking for because whiskey is an experience. It, regardless of whatever you're drinking, this isn't vodka. You're not slamming it down to get trashed. This is something that you sit down, you enjoy, and you take in all the effort that they put into making the bottle. And to me, the fact that this puts me in an old warehouse kind of gets me a little bit more excited. And I also didn't have to give up my firstborn to buy this, so it also gets me a little bit more excited.
It's very honey and vanilla in the initial taste. The oil coats your mouth. It's pleasant to drink. It's not overbearing or overpowering. Obviously, it's a sipper.
Did you ever have one of those, like, buttered biscottis? Or like just a regular buttered biscuit.
The most Italian thing I've heard in a long time.
Hell yeah. You were at the wedding.
Butter biscottis.
Yeah. So
No, I've never had a buttered biscotti.
what about like just a regular buttered biscuit?
Yeah, I've had a buttered biscuit.
Or like a buttered cookie. That's kind of what this is tasting like to me.
A butter cookie?
Yeah. With like little hints of vanilla inside.
I've never had a butter cookie.
No?
No, but I've had a butter biscuit.
Well, yeah, buttered biscuit, same thing.
Butter. Yeah. Initial taste for me for the rating, I'm still an A-. This isn't knocking my pants off. Pause. You know, I mean, it's just kind of... It's like a flat Kentucky bourbon. And you're like, all right, paid $90. It's on my shelf. I can say I own Weller.
Yeah.
Wow, wow, wee, wow. You know, like I'm
King
not...
is a castle.
I'm in the chair.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, it's not... It's Weller. You know? I mean, it's Weller.
Yeah. I'm getting the same. I'm getting that like buttered cookie note, or the buttered biscuit note, which I do like because there's kind of a little bit of
It's so traditional, bro. It's butter, honey, vanilla, initial taste. I'm going A. Ending note, baking spice. It dissipates. You're left with a little bit of viscosity in your on your palate from the oil of it, and then it dissipates, and then you're just kind of sitting there. And I mean, if you want to pontificate while you sit there and you swirl and you're discussing P&L statements or I don't know, some nonsense, like it's it's the name. It's literally like owning something that's Michael Kors or Michael what is it? Klein?
Calvin Klein.
Calvin Klein. Yeah, that guy.
Michael Klein.
Like
and Calvin Kors.
I'm supporting local, right? Like I don't know, man. Like you're buying the name.
Yeah.
And is it good? Sure. Is it worth having? Sure. Is it fun to chase? Yeah. I think that's why people like this so much is because of the chase of trying to just get your hands on it, especially in New York State where it's an allocation and it's a bear just to find it. But again, drive 4 hours into Ohio and pick it up for $40. I mean, it's not. I don't know.
What would you pay for this?
$60 max.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I agree. Ending note, I got baking spice.
I'm getting that leftover
the butter biscuit.
Butter biscuit.
For me, I'm gonna go B+ on the ending note. I mean, it's nothing to rave home about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna yell it from the streets. You know, like oh, the British are coming. You know, I'm not gonna yell about it. But
yeah, I agree. So final rating.
Derek, give me that countdown.
3, 2, 1.
87. Yeah, 84, 87. So we're at 85.5.
Attaboy.
I mean, it's not. I don't know. It's good, guys. It's worth having it on your shelf.
If you're gonna put this up and you have money and you're gonna buy one allocated product, Weller or Pappy, I will always go Weller.
100%. They're the same damn thing. I mean, to a degree.
Yeah. We'll have to do. Maybe we can talk to our friend and do a lineup of Weller review with him.
Yeah,
where we
absolutely.
go through all their products.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
they are better in my opinion than Pappy, but that's what it is. So 85.5 for Weller Special Reserve Green Label. Let us know your thoughts. Have you had any allocated products? What are your thoughts on the Weller versus Pappy argument? That all comes from Buffalo Trace, so it's basically all the same juice anyway. But what are your thoughts on it? Let us know in the comments down below, and let us know if you hate us for shitting on Weller. So there you go. Please remember, if you are going to pick this up, this is only 90 proof, but you do have to be careful. So please remember to always drink responsibly, be a good person. And Michael,
do not litter.
We're out.